Welcome and good day everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss about taxation. As I begin, let's have first what is the background of taxation. According to the Department of Finance, Republic of the Philippines, taxes are compulsory contributions of all citizens to raise revenue for nation building. When we say compulsory, it is obligatory where a person required to pay taxes. Example, sole proprietors. The business is managed and owned by one person and that person is called sole proprietor. Second is professional. Professional is like doctors, engineers, teachers, and others. The revenue raised is used to profile government workers and to build infrastructures for the efficient and effective delivery of services by the government. Example, public hospitals, public schools, highways and bridges. Next is, what is the primary sources of policy on taxation? It is the Philippine Constitution. The Philippine Constitution is the supreme law of the Republic of the Philippines. Article 6, Section 28 of the 1987. First is Constitution, the rule of taxation shall be uniform and equitable. Second is Congress shall evolve a progressive system of taxation. We also have special laws that governs the collection of taxes. Republic Act No. 8424 or the Tax Reform Act of 1997 or known as National Internal Revenue. Republic Act No. 7160 or the Local Government Code of 1991. And the last is Republic Act of 10963 or the Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion Act of 2017. Now, let's proceed to the taxation. Taxation is an inherent power by which the sovereign state imposes financial burden upon persons and properties as a means of raising revenue in order to defray necessary state expenses. In simple words, it is the power of the state to demand to enforce contribution from the people for public purposes. 3000 BC to 2800 BC, first system of taxation in ancient Egypt. So during that time, there were no coins or currency. That is why that the taxes are charged on the harvest of the property of the people and was collected by the pharaoh. In the Philippines, the system of taxation introduced by the Spanish colonial. First is galleon trading, bandala system, polo y servicio, encomienda system, and later on, the Americans were introduced the cedula. Before I proceed, let's have a little information of introduction of taxation in the Philippines during the Spanish colonial and later introduced by the Americans. Galleon trading, Philippine-Mexico, Manila Galleon. So the Philippines was already engaging in trading in the other countries such as China, Japan, Cambodia, and others. But when the Spanish came, they soon closed the port of Manila to all other countries except Mexico. The Spanish focus in earning profits in the galleon trading means that reading between the Philippines. Manila Galleon is the name of the ship used to sail goods across the country. Bandala system, direct taxes. Products are sold at a low price. So, it is a form of direct taxes that the Spaniards implemented in which the Filipinos farmers were forced to sell their products in a low prices. The government would buy the harvest of the farmers but would only give them promissory note. Next is polo y servicio or the forced labor. It is a system of forced labor implemented by the Spanish where male ages from 16 to 60 years old are working for 40-day periods. Next is encomienda system. To define his encomienda from outsiders. Next is peace and order within his encomienda. And the last is assist in spreading Christianity. Last is introduced by the Americans, Cedula. Cedula is a payment of residence tax, identification, and proof of tax payment. So, it is the one of basic requirement for most government transactions and also used for identification purposes. Taxation is one of the three inherent powers solely belongs to the executive branch of the Philippines. President is authorized by the law to fix within certain limits the taxes collected from the citizens and also Vice President. And last is tax. Tax is a levy imposed by the government on the income, wealth, and capital gains of the persons, businesses, on spreading on goods and services and on properties. All of that mentioned are tax being charged by that persons.